Hi, I'm Mack, and I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed and the healed go out and heal others, in order for all of us to experience the true love and light we desire. This podcast is me sharing my journey with you, so you don't feel alone in your journey. Welcome to the Golden Rule Revolution. Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Rule Revolution. I am Mack, and it is such a pleasure having you join. This message is to encourage you, to uplift you, to remind you of who you truly are. There are so many emotions and energies flying around. We just had the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And if you did not vote for Joe Biden, there are so many of you who are feeling really down. And this happens every presidential election. Think about 4 years ago prior, those who voted for Hillary were so depressed and so down and sad. And now this time, it's those who voted for President Trump are feeling down and sad. And this message is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're pro-Biden or pro-Trump, whoever you are associated in politics, just remember that we are all one. We are one all human collective. And because of that, I don't want you, if you voted for President Trump, to feel down, because you are the light. You are the light. And those of you who voted for President Biden, I don't want you to feel down, because guess what? You're the light as well. The point is, both sides are an illusion. We as humans are the light. And for far too long in human history, we have allowed darkness to exist because we have been complacent in shining our light. We give away our power. We say, well, the politicians will go to wherever centralized location and they will make things better. But no, you and I have a charge to make things better by our simply being in the presence of love, exuding light, finding gratitude, digging deep, having the same intensity that you would have of a robber intruding your house, that you take to the apathy, depression, low vibe energies, and you go inside and you use the same intensity to drive out the darkness, because you are the light. This message is to fire everyone up and say, enough with the sides. And if you are a Joe Biden supporter and not showing compassion and having compassion to the President Trump supporters, you are being just like those 4 years prior. You want to be the change, be the change, reach out, ask how people are doing, connect with one another. This is not about politics. This is about humanity's rising in consciousness, and we are rising. Look at the Schumann resonance. Look what's happening. Not from a point of view, but a factual scientific observation of what's happening on our planet right now. The earth is shifting and vibrating at a higher frequency. We are moving into 5D, and you, my dear brother and sister, need to detach and decouple your emotions for who is in office. Whoever's in office needs to be decoupled from your own sovereignty. Do you understand you're not sovereign if you're still tethered to a result that you cannot control? Go back to all the podcasts I've ever said. The message is the same. We must decouple from results that we cannot control. We must go within, breathe in the prana, ignite our neshama, and be the light that we were so charged from the very beginning of time to be in this world. It's time that we do not become, It's time we no longer accept complacency and just say, well, there's darkness and there's light. People that have come to that conclusion are missing the greatest opportunity of living, in my opinion, because they're missing what true power is. True power is light. True power is love. True power is knowing that death, although it being the greatest fear that many have, once you face that fear and overcome the fear of death, there is literally nothing that can hold you back any longer. Nothing. Nothing. And the future projecting in time changes your frequency, changes your results, changes your outcome. But if you stay in love, if you stay in light, if you stay in your body, if you don't worry about tomorrow, Jesus said, take no thought of tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough worries of its own. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Now, what's evil spelled backwards is live and evil. Live now in the present moment. Do not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow outside of now will be what it is. And you must prepare to be the brightest light now, so that when you walk into, then you will be exuding the power of light in darkness. Does this make sense? Darkness does not push back against light. So the people that you are afraid of in this world, keep shining light. Darkness flees. Light is the power. Love is the power. Freedom and liberty are the results. So be encouraged, regardless of political sides, regardless of presidential office holders and vice presidential office holders. If I could do anything, truly, I would take away all your affinity for another person in power. And I would take theirs away as well. I would take everyone's. I would then replace that with a never-ending awareness of, are we being the brightest light possible? Are we exuding love and exuding light? Are we being the permission for others to fail, to be wrong? Who's perfect? No one. It does not exist. Therefore, if you do not hold space for others to experiment and try and perhaps be wrong, perhaps be right, perhaps succeed, perhaps fail, perhaps have an opinion that doesn't align to yours, which could strengthen yours because they have an opposing opinion. So it's actually a gift to you, or their opinion ends up being correct and you change and have the humility to listen. Whatever happens, can you hold the space and be who you were intended to be from the very beginning? We must stop abdicating our power and our sovereignty and our responsibility to say, well, they'll fix it, or he'll fix it, or that's just the way it is. No, it's the way we choose to be that makes it what it is. Did you wake up with gratitude in your heart for simply being alive? Forget anything else. That is the greatest leveling of humanity, whether you're homeless or a gazillionaire. If you're grateful for life, we're all on the same plane. And from that gratitude of living, may we go out and help others live as well. This is not about political rhetoric. This is about human sovereignty. The Golden Rule Revolution to treat every single person as you would want to be treated. And I know there's many listening that say, well, I'm a good person. You know, I'm living the golden rule. Are you? Are you reaching out? Are you encouraging others? Are you lifting others up? Do you need encouragement? Well, then you get to ask. We're not made to do this life alone. However, we're not made to be Borg and groupthink mentality. We're made to be sovereign, and in that sovereignty, choose to engage with community, to lift each other up. And a rising tide lifts all ships. So you and I must do the job to rise ourselves and ascend and be grounded in our ascension. It's incredible dichotomy that creates the lift. As I've said before, my rabbi friend said, have you ever seen a bird fly with one wing? I actually thought about it. I'm like, have I? No, I did see a bat one time on a hike in the Pacific in the Cascade Mountains on the Pacific Crest Trail. I did see a bat fly with a hole in one of its wings. So I thought about that, but I've never seen a bird fly with one wing. He said it takes both wings to create the tension, and in the tension comes the lift. Whatever tension you are experiencing from the perceived other is a gift and not a curse, in order for you to lift and rise above where you currently are. Because when you sit above at a bird's eye view, 30,000 foot view, at a godlike view, everything dissolves and sides, because in that purview, it all just looks like one. But when you are down on this low vibrational plane, everything looks different. Everything looks opposing. And it's time to rise and be the invitation for every single person to rise with you. I understand if you're feeling frustrated. Look, I want pedophilia to stop on this planet more than anything. And human trafficking to stop. And people worshiping death rather than life to stop. And people attacking others on hyperbole and ad hominem attacks. I want that to stop. And religious judgments, I want those to stop. And profess the right ways, I want those to stop. And people attacking each other, I want those to stop. But I can't make those stop. All I can do is in me be the brightest light that I can be, and share with you so that you can be the brightest light that you can be. And in that, by default, the light expands and the darkness fades away. I want healing. I want wholeness. I want unity. I want humbling before the almighty presence of infinite and unconditional love. And it's coming. It is coming. You know how I know it's coming? Because the universe says darkness precedes light. And if you're celebrating Joe Biden as President Joe Biden, that's great. But that's not real light. I think this is really the point that we all need to understand. If you think Donald Trump is president, that's not real light. Real light is for all 8 billion people on this planet to finally understand the beauty that they are. The beautiful opportunity that we all have to be the change we want to see. It is not about politics, parties, posturing, and political rhetoric. It is about the infinite and unconditional love of God pouring and bathing and washing and cleansing and filling everything that is on this earth, in this earth, through this earth, that it may reverberate throughout the universe and do the same wherever it goes. We are in amazing times. We are in amazing times, brothers and sisters. Don't get down. Attack it. Attack it. Attack the depression, the fear, the anxiety, the stress, the apathy, the indifference, the worry, the gloating, the pride, the smugness, anything that is not virtue of love, joy, peace, long suffering, goodness, general faith, temperance, meekness. Let me slow that down. Love, joy, peace, long suffering, meaning it's all good. Whatever comes and goes, you're in your presence. You can suffer long. Long suffering, goodness, gentleness. Now, how can you be gentle? The only way you can be gentle is to be strong. Someone that's strong is and chooses to not use the fullness of their strength is gentle. Yes? It doesn't say weakness. It says gentleness. So you and I must strengthen ourselves, mind, body, soul, spirit, and heart, to do the work, to strengthen ourselves so that we can be gentle. Okay, gentleness, goodness, gentleness, faith. What, most of you have faith in fear and death. Well, maybe not most of you. Most of humanity put their faith in fear and death. But is it any more or less appropriate to put your faith in love and life? Do not both equally show themselves in our purview of this world? Yeah, people die. People are in fear. Also, people are in love and people are living. People are born, people birth new births, born again. A new understanding, a deeper knowledge, a higher perspective. So, yes, you have faith if you're in fear. Your faith is in fear and death. I choose to put my faith in love and life and the origin of love and life. And I talked about at one time the 3 divine L's: love, light, life. That is a trinity. That's a holy trinity. Love, light, life. So you can put your faith into one thing or the other, but that's a virtue, faith. Temperance, which means like glass. You see these lakes or bodies of water that there's no ripple on. It's just glass. That's temperate. Why is temperance an important virtue? Because if I don't know how you're going to respond, if you're going to be, or if you came to me and I was like, one time and like, hey, the other time, and I was constantly in this, you don't know how to engage with me, it would create fear in you. You would not engage with me, and I would isolate myself. You would isolate yourself. Temperance is saying, man, this is me all the time. Come. Let us break bread together. Let us sit together. Let us reason together. Let us love together. Let us light together. That's temperance. Always the same. And the last one is meekness. Very similar to gentleness. Meekness is strength under control. So gentleness, you think if someone's gentle, it's because you feel their gentleness. When someone's meek, it does not mean weak, but it sounds very similar. But meekness is the ability to impose or inflict harm on anyone at any time because of the power and strength that you hold within you, and you reserve it. Meekness. Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. Not the weak, not the timid soul, not the judgmental soul, not the smug soul, not the self-righteous soul, not the politically charged soul. No, the meek, the strong, who chose to humble themselves and create space and say, I got you. I got you. You want to be angry? You want to throw a fit? Cool. It's all good. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to create space. I'm going to hold space for you. The Bible talks about standing in the gap. I'll stand in the gap for you all day long. If you want and choose love and life, let's go. And that's obviously in a personal context, one-on-one context, because I'm holding space for everyone right now. And I'm sending love and light to the entire planet right now. It's completely covered in love and light. It is. I have that vision that the earth is under the law of love. It is. Everything is under the law of love right now. Everything. So wherever you are on the political spectrum. Let it go. Let it go. Excuse me. And be the change you want to see. So I'm going to wrap on that. I love you all. Sending you a quick blessing in this message today. It is Thursday, January 21st. And whenever you listen to this message, may it be a blessing to you to do the inner work. Be grateful to be alive, that breath is in your lungs. You are alive. Decouple and detach from the results. Just watch the day bring forth the most brilliant light, because it is coming. It is coming. It is coming. It is coming. One thing I'm struck by is the content that I post. I see people on both sides of the aisle like the content. Why? Because we all want love and light. We all want a bright new day. We all want to gather together. So may it be so. And we will. We will. I bless you all, brothers and sisters. Be of good cheer. Everything is good. And I will talk to you on the next episode. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. For support in your journey, go to my website, lucasmack.com.